From Rosie to Alex. Subject, flight details. Hey there. OK, our flight is landing at 1:15 p.m. Flight number is EI4023. I'll be the woman dragging a terrified-looking man by the hair through arrivals, carrying a hyperventilating child by the other arm, and pulling 20 suitcases along by my toes. Greg hates flying. Katie is so excited, and I couldn't decide what to bring with me, so I packed my entire wardrobe. Are you sure Sally knows what she's got herself into, allowing me and my mad family to stay with you?
From Sally to Alex. Subject, Rosie's stay. Of course it's not okay, Alex. You couldn't have chosen a worse time to invite her, and you know it.
From Alex to Rosie. Subject, flight details. Of course Sally doesn't mind. I can't wait to see you and Katie and to meet, what's his name? I'll be waiting at arrivals for you.
Dear Alex, I just want to thank you so much for the holiday. I had such a fantastic time. Boston seemed even more beautiful than I remembered, and I'm glad I didn't have to run home early in embarrassment this time round. Katie just loved the whole experience, and the child will just not stop talking about you. Greg really enjoyed it too. I'm glad you finally got to meet him and also learned that his face isn't usually the greenish kind of colour that it was when you met him coming off the plane. It was such a treat to finally have my two favourite men in the same country together, never mind in the same room. So what do you think of him? Does he get the best friend seal of approval? So, apart from the fact that your wife absolutely hates me, everything else was very comfortable and enjoyable. But I actually don't mind, Alex. I'll just accept it. It just makes it official and confirms what I already thought. For some unknown reason, any girlfriend or wife of yours will forever hate me. I just hope she lets me see your son or daughter when he or she is born. Now there's something else I never imagined would happen. Alex Stewart is going to be a daddy. Every time I think about it, I just have to laugh out loud. God love your child to have a father like you. Just joking, you know I'm thrilled. Although I can't believe you kept it a secret from me for 3 months. Shame on you. Anyway, my few weeks of fun are over now. It's back to reality again. I start work at my new job on Monday. I'm just hoping I'll like it. There's one more thing I forgot to tell you. Greg has asked me and Katie to move in with him. I'm not quite sure how to feel about it. I'm over the moon, of course, but you know the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Things are going really well at the moment between us, and it's not just me that I have to think about. Katie really likes Greg, and she loves to spend time with him. But I don't know if she would be ready for such a huge change in her life. We're only in the flat together 2 years now, and we're learning to live our lives with just the two of us as opposed to having the rest of my family around. I'm not sure if uprooting her again would be the right thing. What do you think? Love, Rosie.
Welcome to your first day at the Two Lakes. I hope everyone has helped you settle in so far. I'm sorry I'm not there to greet you, but I am currently in the States finalizing a few things at our new Two Lakes Hotel in San Francisco. In the meantime, Amador Ramirez, the hotel manager, is there to show you the ropes. Let me know if you have any problems. Once again, welcome, Bill Lake.
Steph, why didn't he ask you to marry him?
Rosie, I wasn't aware that he had to.
Steph, would you have liked to?
You know me, Steph. If anyone got down on one knee and proposed, on the beach with a 4-piece orchestra in the background, I'd like it. I'm an old romantic.
Are you disappointed he asked you to move in with him and not marry you?
Well, I presume if he had proposed, it would mean I'd be moving in with him anyway, so I'm really not that heartbroken. I'm lucky to have met someone like Greg.
Come on, Rosie. You're not just lucky to have met Greg. You deserve to be happy. It's okay to want more than you're offered.
I've decided to move in with him. We'll take it one step at a time.
If that makes you happy.
Then, if things are still as perfect between us as they are now, I'll expect the room filled with roses and lit with candles.
From Alex to Rosie. Subject, moving in with Greg? So I take it you're moving in with Greg. In answer to your question about Greg, yes, he's a nice man. Not the kind of person I expected you to settle down with. He's very quiet and reserved. A lot older than you as well. He's what, 37, and you're 27. That's 10 years, Rosie. How will you feel when he's old and decrepit and you're still young and beautiful? How will you ever look into those faded, watery eyes and kiss those wrinkly, dry, cracked lips? How can you rub your hands over the varicose veins in his legs and go running through fields holding hands while all the time secretly worrying about his weak heart? These are the things you need to worry about, Rosie.
You have an instant message from Rosie. Rosie, are you on drugs?
Alex, only the little pink ones. Sometimes I hear them calling out to me during the night.
You're a doctor. Help yourself. OK, I take it from that attempt at being humorous but meaning every word of it reply that you don't like Greg. I've had enough of your snide comments about Greg. Well, to let the truth be known, I can't stand Sally. Ta-da! I hate Sally and you hate Greg. Now we've learned that we all can't love each other. We're moving in with him next week. Everything is wonderful. We are blissfully happy. I have never been so in love in my life, blah, blah, blah. Now stop annoying me and get over it. Greg is here to stay. So what have you got to say to that?
Alex has logged off. Rosie, Katie and Greg. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Love from Alex, Sally and baby Josh.
To Alex, Sally and baby Josh, warm wishes for the new year with love, Katie, Rosie and Greg.
For my godfather. Happy 28th birthday. Love, Katie.
To Rosie. Birthday wishes from us to you. Happy 28th. You're catching up on me. Love, Alex, Sally and Josh. To Katie. You are 9 today. Best wishes. I hope you can buy something nice with this. Love, Alex, Sally and Josh.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject, great news. Alex Stewart, why don't you ever answer your phone? I have become best friends with Josh's nanny now, and we have both come to an agreement over the fact that you and that wife of yours work far too much. Does poor little Josh even know who Mummy and Daddy are? Or are you both happy with him thinking you two are just the nice people who pick him up and cuddle him a few times every day? Anyway, the reason why I'm emailing you is because you are, as I said, never home to answer your phone, and I have something brilliant that I really want to tell you, and I refuse to announce it to you on a computer. So ring me when you get this message. Ring me, ring me, ring me!
From Alex to Rosie. Subject, great news. I am refusing to ring you on the grounds that I am far too angry over your attacking my parental skills. If one more person tells me how to be a father to my son, I will explode. The main problem we're having is that Sally and I just don't work regular hours. The majority of the time we arrive home when Josh is asleep and I have to stop myself from waking him up just to say hello. We never have the same days off together, so we can't go out on the weekends to the park and play happy family. We just can't seem to spend any quality time together. It's like we're passing each other in the halls and grabbing quick moments of forced happiness before we run out the door. It's not the greatest situation for Josh to be in, but we just simply can't afford to stop working to be there for him all of the time. Things are tough at the moment. And by the way, never ever get married.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject, surprise. Oh, shucks, you've gone and spoiled my surprise.
From Alex to Rosie. Subject, surprise. Rosie Dunn, are you getting married? That's great news. Don't mind what I say, I'm just tired and whinging. So, how did it all happen? When's the big day? I thought, what's his name, didn't want to get married.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject, marriage at last. Oh, Alex, you don't have to pretend to be interested in all the little details. It's okay. And his name is Greg, by the way. You've plenty on your mind now, so I'll bore you another time. I just want to let you know that the big day won't be so big. It's only going to be a small gathering with close friends and family. Greg doesn't really want anything too OTT, and I'm happy enough to go along with that. Katie is my flower girl bridesmaid type person, and I want you to be my best man. If Greg is allowed to have one, then so should I. Please say yes. Sally and Josh are more than welcome too. Make it a family holiday. I bet you haven't had one of those yet. I won't go into any detail about the proposal. I knew it was going to happen, so it wasn't that amazing. From Rosie to Stephanie. Subject, so romantic. Oh, Stephanie, it was so romantic. I had absolutely no idea he was going to propose. He took me away for the weekend to this tiny little village in the west that I've never even heard of, so I won't even attempt to spell it. We stayed in this charming little B&B, and we ate in a restaurant called The Fisherman's Catch. The place was empty, so we had the entire place to ourselves. The atmosphere was magical, and then he proposed over dessert. Then we went for a stroll around the lake and headed back to the B&B. It was low-key and quiet, but so romantic.
From Stephanie to Rosie. Subject, so romantic. That's funny, Rosie, because I always thought you said you wanted fireworks and romance. Rose petals and violins while your man went down on one knee and proposed in front of a gasping and tearful crowd. Greg's proposal sounds nice and all, but whatever happened to that dream?
From Rosie to Stephanie. Subject, fireworks and rose petals. Well, that kind of thing just isn't Greg's style. You know the way he is. It would have seemed silly if Greg hung from a chandelier singing Sinatra while showering red velvety petals over my head. Although, what a nice thought. Besides, it's not the proposal that counts, it's the marriage.
Ruby, he proposed to you in Bogger Reef?
Rosie, yes, it's a cute little village.
Ruby, you hate cute little villages. You like towns, cities, noise, air pollution, bright lights, rude people and tall buildings.
But we stayed in this sweet little B&B owned by the nicest...
You hate B&Bs. You are obsessed with hotels. You work in one. You want to run one, own one and live in one. The biggest treat for you is staying in a hotel, and he took you to a crappy B&B in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, but if you had just seen the little restaurant, it was called The Fisherman's Catch, and it had these fishing nets all draped around the ceiling.
Oh my God, you hate fish. You block your nose whenever I eat tuna. You think smoked salmon is the work of the devil and prawns make you vomit.
I had a nice salad, thank you very much.
You always say salad is for rabbits.
Anyway, we finished the evening by strolling hand in hand in the moonlight alongside the lake.
You love the sea. You want to live on a beach. You think lakes are boring. You say they lack the drama of the sea.
Oh, please stop it, Ruby.
No. You please stop lying to yourself, Rosie Dunn.
Rosie has logged off. From Rosie to Alex. Subject, SOS. Alex, please save me from my family and friends. They are driving me absolutely demented.
You have an instant message from Alex. Alex, what's the problem?
Rosie, I don't really want to talk about it. I want to take my mind off them.
Alex, that's fair enough. I can understand that. This is a nice distraction for me too. So why don't you tell me about this proposal that what's-his-name performed for you?
OK, here I go again. Greg took me to a quiet little village down the country. We stayed in a gorgeous little B&B. We ate in a lovely restaurant called The Fisherman's Catch. He proposed while I had my mouth full of chocolate profiteroles. I said yes. We took a walk along the lake and watched the moon shimmering along the water. Isn't that romantic?
Yes, romantic.
That's all you have to say? 2 words on one of the most important nights of my life?
Could have been better.
How much better? What would you have done to make it so much better? I'm just dying to know.
Well, firstly, I would have brought you to a hotel along the coast so that your suite would have the best sea view in the hotel. You could fall asleep listening to the waves crashing against the rocks. I would sprinkle the bed with red rose petals and have candles lit all around the room. I would have your favourite CD playing quietly in the background. But I wouldn't propose to you there. I would bring you to where there was a huge crowd of people so they could all gasp when I got down on one knee and proposed.
OK, so that would also be a very nice proposal.
To Alex, Sally and baby Josh, Dennis and Alice Dunn proudly invite you to the marriage of their beloved daughter Rosie to Greg Collins on April 8th of this year.
Dear Rosie, so you went ahead and did it. You married, what's his name? You looked beautiful, Rosie. I was proud to stand beside you at the altar, and I was proud to be there with you on your special day. I was proud to be your best man, but just as you said at my wedding, I wasn't the best man that day. What's his name was. You both looked great together. I got the oddest feeling when you turned your back to me to walk down the aisle with Greg. It was a pang of jealousy. Is that normal? Did you get that feeling on my wedding day? Or am I going completely crazy? I just kept thinking over and over in my head, everything is going to change now. Everything is going to change. Greg is the man for you. Now he gets to hear all your secrets. And where does that leave me? It was a weird feeling, Rosie. One that eventually passed, but one that was present all the same. It's not like I was jealous because I wanted to be your husband. It was just... Oh, I don't know how to explain it. I suppose I just felt left out, that's all. I'm glad Josh finally got to put his feet on Irish soil. Well, actually, mostly his bum. But he's almost there. I meant to bring him home a long time ago, but work got in the way. Oh, that's funny. I just refer to Ireland as home. I haven't done that for quite a while. It felt like home last week. Anyway, it was good for Josh to be there. I think Katie was happy enough to mind him all week. I'm not quite sure how your plan to unite me, Sally and Josh went. As you could probably tell, Sally wasn't in the friendliest of moods during the few days. I thought the breakaway would help us, but apparently not. It just gave us a chance to talk to each other too much, and that's not the best thing when neither of you has anything nice to say. I think I can safely say that the honeymoon period is over. We're together 8 years now. Anyway, I hope you and Greg are enjoying your honeymoon, and I'm sure this letter will be lying on the mat at home, awaiting your arrival. I always thought you wanted to go to an exotic beach location for your honeymoon. I never knew you were interested in seeing all the sights around Rome. Although I'm sure they are beautiful, I just thought you were too shallow to care. Just teasing. Get in touch with me when you get back. Love, Alex.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject: I'm back. Just got home a few minutes ago from our honeymoon, and I read your letter. You sounded down, so I called, and guess what? Surprise, surprise, you weren't there. So I'm emailing you once again. I know I never really liked Sally much, but I want you to get over whatever it is that's bothering you. It's a big change when a baby comes along. I know that only too well, and I can understand that it's difficult for two people who work harder than anyone I know to deal with a new addition in their lives. You probably just need time to adjust, but maybe you should go see a counsellor or something. God knows it took me long enough to accept that Katie was here to stay, As much as I love her, it was and still is hard work. So do what you do best and get to work on it. I certainly don't pretend to be a know-it-all, but just stop talking to me about how you feel and start telling Sally. I'm always here for you, Alex, married woman or unmarried woman.
Ruby. They what? They split up?
Rosie. Yeah, they're finished. Sad, isn't it?
Well, not really, actually. Why did they split up?
Irreconcilable differences. Isn't that what people always say?
Not in my case. Mine was a lazy, cheating bastard. So who has Josh?
Sally took him and went to stay with her parents.
Oh, poor Alex.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject, Happy 30th. I can't believe you're not having a 30th birthday party. Or are you having one and you're just not inviting me? I know you've been inclined to do things like that in the past.
From Alex to Rosie. Subject, thanks. Sorry I haven't been in touch. I'm almost ready to finish up my residency here so I can move on to do 2 more years of cardiothoracic residency programme. I just have to figure out where exactly. My 100 years of study are almost up. No celebrations for me this year. Too busy trying to pay back my $1 million student loan.
You have an instant message from Greg. Greg. Hi, honey. How's your day going?
Rosie. Oh, it seems to be one of those never-ending days. The hotel is completely booked out this weekend because of the St. Patrick's Day parade. The place is jammed. There's been a steady flow of big groups of people arriving all day, so I've been constantly checking them in. It has quieted down now for a little while, so I'm pretending to be really busy on the computer with reservations right now, so don't make me laugh whatever you do or my cover will be blown. Well, when I say quiet, I mean no one is bothering us at reception. The noise level of the hotel is a completely different story altogether. There's a huge group of Americans in the bar singing along to old Irish songs. Would you believe they got the paddy band into the hotel as a special treat? I've never seen so many green faces and dyed red hair in my life. Unfortunately, some of Bill Lake's family have flown in from Chicago. There are 30 of them, so I'm on my best behaviour. Apparently, his nephew is a trombone player in the Chicago High School marching band that's marching in the parade on Sunday. I'm just dying for the day to end. My face is sore from smiling and my eyes are stinging from staring at this bloody computer screen. I can't believe Bill gave me the weekend off. I am so thrilled. He's such a sweetie. I can't remember the last time I had a Saturday off or 2 days in a row for that matter. Well, it means that for once we can go out tonight and I won't have to worry about getting up in the morning. Sorry for rambling on. I feel like I'm back at school on a Friday afternoon waiting for the final bell to ring for the weekend.
Greg. Oh, Rosie, I'm sorry to dampen your good spirits, but I have to head up north to Belfast tonight. I only found out this morning, so it's completely last minute. I'm sorry.
Oh, no! Why do you have to go to Belfast?
Oh, there's this seminar that's on that I have to go to.
What kind of a seminar?
A financial one.
Well, of course it's a financial one. I hardly expect it to be on French cuisine. Do you have to go? Will they even notice if you're there?
Well, no, they wouldn't notice, to be honest, but I want to go. They're quite interesting, you know, and I have to stay ahead of my game.
Oh, this is so annoying. Of all the bloody weekends Bill gives me off, it's the one you have to go away for. You do know that I will not get a weekend off for another year, don't you?
I love the way you never exaggerate, Rosie. Listen, I have to go, okay? Talk to you later. Love you.
Dear Alex, OK. So as you probably know, it's Mum's 30th next month, and me and Toby are arranging a surprise birthday party for her. So will you come? So far, We have invited Grandma, Grandad, Aunt Stephanie, Uncle Kevin, even though we didn't want to because he scares us, Ruby, her boyfriend Teddy, Toby's mum and dad, Toby and me. That's all so far. Oh yeah, and Greg too if he's here. He's always working, and Mum is always giving out to him about it. The other weekend Mum was off work, and she was real excited about it all week because she had stuff planned with Ruby and Greg. I know how she feels because I hate school and I love when the weekend comes. Anyway, Greg had to go away again last minute. Then Ruby called her and said she was sick, so Mum stayed in and watched TV with me and Toby, and she let him stay over. So will you come to the party? You can bring Josh too. We need more people anyway. Aunt Stephanie can't come because she is due next month. Grandma and Grandad are going over to visit her, Pierre and the new baby. Uncle Kevin can't come because he's starting his new job as a chef in a new hotel down the country. So it's just Ruby and Teddy. I wanted it to be kind of special for Mum because she's been really sad again this week. Things have been kind of weird these days. I think it's because the telephone is broken. Every time the phone rings and Mum answers it, no one is there. It happens when I answer it too. It doesn't happen when Greg answers it. I think that whoever is ringing just wants to speak to Greg and not me and Mum. It would be good if you came over. You're loads of fun. You can even sleep here. But you can't sleep in the spare room because that's Greg's room now, I think. You can sleep on the couch, or I have a pull-out bed in my room. Remember, don't ring because it's a secret. And Mum just keeps hanging the phone up without saying hello anyway. Email me if you want. Love, Katie.
From Alex to Katie. Subject, re Rosie's 30th. Thanks for the letter. That's a good idea of yours and Toby's, but I won't wait until your mum's birthday if you don't mind. I'll be over as soon as I can.
Happy 30th, sister. Sorry we can't be there. Love, Stephanie, Pierre, and Jean-Louis. For our daughter. Happy 30th. Sorry we can't be there. Enjoy your day, love, and we'll see you when we get back. Love, Mum and Dad.
To Rosie, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I've been a complete fool. Please let's put this behind us and enjoy your birthday weekend. Love, Greg.
Happy birthday. Let's get pissed. Love, Ruby.
Rosie, I'm returning to Boston tomorrow, but before I go, I wanted to write this letter to you. All the thoughts and feelings that have been bubbling up inside me are finally overflowing into this pen, and I'm leaving this letter for you so that you don't feel that I'm putting you under any great pressure. I understand that you will need to take your time trying to decide on what I am about to say. I know what's going on, Rosie. You're my best friend, and I can see the sadness in your eyes. I know that Greg isn't away working for the weekend. You never could lie to me. Don't pretend that everything is perfect because I see what's going on. I see that Greg is a selfish man who has absolutely no idea just how lucky he is, and it makes me sick. He is the luckiest man in the world to have you, Rosie, but he doesn't deserve you, and you deserve far better. You deserve someone who loves you with every single beat of his heart. Someone who thinks about you constantly, someone who spends every minute of every day just wondering what you're doing, where you are, who you're with, and if you're okay. You need someone who can help you reach your dreams and who can protect you from your fears. You need someone who will treat you with respect, love every part of you, especially your flaws. You should be with someone who can make you happy, really happy, dancing on air happy. Someone who should have taken the chance to be with you years ago instead of getting scared and being too afraid to try. I am not scared anymore, Rosie. I am not afraid to try. I know what that feeling was at your wedding. It was jealousy. My heart broke when I saw the woman I love turning away from me to walk down the aisle with another man she planned to spend the rest of her life with. It was like a prison sentence for me. Years ahead, without me being able to tell you how I feel, or hold you how I wanted to. Twice we stood beside each other at the altar, Rosie. Twice. And twice we got it wrong. I needed you to be there for my wedding day, but I was too stupid to see that I needed you to be the reason for my wedding day. But we got it all wrong. I should never have let your lips leave mine all those years ago in Boston. I should never have pulled away. I should never have panicked. I should never have wasted all those years without you. Give me a chance to make them up to you. I love you, Rosie. And I want to be with you and Katie and Josh. Always. Please, think about it. Don't waste your time on Greg. This is our opportunity. Let's stop being afraid and take the chance. I promise I'll make you happy. All my love, Alex. From Alex to Rosie. Subject, more time? Alex here. It's been a while since I've heard from you. I was hoping you would have been in touch by now. If you need more time, I understand. Please let me know what's going on.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject, more time? Sorry I haven't written in a while. I've been up to my eyes at work. It's been really busy around here for some reason. Probably because the sun is beginning to peek its big head up again. The country is so much nicer when the sun shines. What do you mean, do I need more time? It doesn't take very long to accept I'm 30. Thanks for coming over for my birthday, by the way. It was really sweet of Katie and Toby to organise it, even if you and Ruby were the only people there. Sorry I was a bit of a sourpuss. I suppose I was just down because I turned 30 and most people were away. It just would have been nice if more people had come, but never mind. It's not the end of the world. You were there, and that was good enough for me. I was so happy to see you. You are always there for me, Alex, and I appreciate that. You keep me strong when I don't feel like it. Anyway, how are things with you? How's Josh? Give him a big, huge, slappy kiss and a hug from me.
From Alex to Rosie. Didn't you get my letter?
From Rosie to Alex. What's this about a letter? Maybe it's just delayed in the post. I'll probably get it soon. When did you send it?
From Alex to Rosie. I didn't post the letter. I left it on the kitchen table in your house, just before I left to go to the airport. Didn't you get it?
Dear Alex, things are kind of getting back to normal again. Greg only sleeps in the spare room some nights now. Mum said he's there because of his snoring. I don't believe her, because Toby and I put a tape recorder in the room, and he doesn't snore. Things are kinda okay, but not like before. It was nice when you were here. I prefer to stay in Toby's house now. Love, Katie.
From Alex to Rosie. Hi, Rosie. It's really important that I talk to you right now. It's about the letter. I wrote some really important things in there, and I would really love you to read it if you can. Please try and find it.
From Rosie to Alex. Hi, Alex. I searched the house from top to bottom yesterday when I got home from work. No sign of it. Is everything okay? Can you just email me what it said?
From Alex to Rosie. Jesus Christ. Rosie, I'll call you in 5 minutes.
From Rosie to Alex. Alex, you can't call me at work. You'll get me fired. What is this about?
From Alex to Rosie. So pretend to be talking to a customer. Rosie, I'm serious. Answer the phone.
From Rosie to Alex. Oh, hold on. Greg is online. Before you have a heart attack, I'll see if he's seen the letter.
From Alex to Rosie. Don't bloody well ask him.
You have an instant message from Rosie. Rosie. Greg, did you see a letter on the kitchen table for me?
Greg. A letter? No, I think there was just your mobile phone bill and the electricity bill.
No, I'm not talking about this morning. I'm talking about 2 weeks ago on the weekend of my birthday.
But Rosie, you didn't want me around that weekend. I stayed on the couch in Teddy's flat, remember?
Oh, you poor soul. Of course I fucking remember. I thought you might like it, seeing as you were sleeping in everybody else's houses for the past while. I'm not stupid, Greg. Oh, but sorry. I forgot that you thought that I was.
Honey,
Don't honey me. Did you see the bloody letter or not? You were home on the Monday just after Alex left.
No, I honestly didn't see it.
Well, there's a reason not to believe you, Mr. Honesty.
Look, Rosie, we can't move on if you don't forgive and learn to trust me again.
Oh, go shove your forgiveness up your ass. I don't have time for another one of these conversations with you. I've got Alex online waiting for me. He left a letter for me. He wants to know if any of us found it. So I'm asking you one more time, Greg. Did you see the letter or not?
No, I promise you that I didn't.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject, your letter. Alex, Greg didn't see the letter. Maybe you can just write me another one or ring me later when I'm at home and not when Big Brother is watching me on this stupid bloody security camera pointed right at me. Now both of you men leave me alone before I get fired.
From Greg to Alex. Subject, your letter? I was told you were online, so I hope I caught you on time. I happen to have stumbled across something I believe you're looking for. I would appreciate it if you would stop sending my wife love letters. Something tells me you seem to have forgotten that she's a married woman. Married to me, Alex. Rosie and I have had our troubles like all marriages do, but we are willing to put all that behind us now and give it another chance. You need to understand that none of your letters are going to change that. You said it yourself. You had your chance and you blew it. The moment has passed you by, Alex. Let's be realistic here for a minute, Alex. You and Rosie are both 30. You've known each other since you were 5. Don't you think that in all that time, that if something was supposed to happen with you two, if it was so meant to be, that it would have happened by now? Think about it. She is not interested. I want no further contact with you again. If you set foot in my house, I will be only too glad to show how unwelcome you are. To save you the embarrassment, I won't speak of the contents of your letter again. And you're wrong, by the way. I do fully appreciate the fact that Rosie is my wife. She is a wonderful woman, loving, warm, and caring. And I am so glad she is the woman that chose to spend the rest of her life with me. So you can keep on watching her back walk from you at the altar, because she won't be turning around.
From Alex to Greg. Subject, Rosie. Do you think your ridiculous attempt to scare me off is going to work? You are a pathetic, sad little man. Rosie has a mind of her own, and she doesn't need you making those decisions for her.
From Greg to Alex. So what are you going to do if she says yes, Alex? Move to Dublin? Leave Josh behind? Expect Rosie to uproot Katie, leave the job she loves and move to Boston? Think, Alex.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject, letter. Alex, I searched high and low in the kitchen for your letter. I left no stone unturned, and Greg and Katie swear they didn't lay a finger on it, so I don't know where else it could be. Are you sure you left it there? We were in such a rush to get you to the airport that morning, maybe you forgot. I checked the spare room you were sleeping in. All I found was a t-shirt you left behind, but it's mine now, so you're not getting it back. So, what was in the letter? You didn't call me when I got home from work yesterday. You're really keeping me in suspense, Alex.
From Alex to Rosie. How are things with you and Greg? Are you happy?
From Rosie to Alex. Subject, Greg. Wow, talk about a change of subject. That's a very direct question. Okay, I know you can sense that he and I are going through a bad phase, and I know you're worried. And I also know that you absolutely can't stand him, which is really difficult for me because I would really love you to see him how I see him. Deep down, underneath all his layers of stupidity, he's a really good man. He may act out far too many selfish thoughts, says all the wrong things at all the wrong times, but behind closed doors, he's a best friend. I understand that he has idiotic tendencies, and I can still love him for it. He may not be someone that you feel comfortable sitting next to at a dinner party, but for me, he's someone that I feel comfortable sharing my life with. I know it's hard for other people to understand what he's like. All you see is an overprotective, paranoid mess. But God, does that make me feel safe and wanted. And his stupidity makes me laugh. We have a long way to go to being the perfect couple. We certainly don't live the fairy tale marriage. He doesn't shower me with rose petals and fly me to Paris on weekends. But when I get my hair cut, he notices. When I dress up to go out at night, he compliments me. When I cry, he wipes my tears. When I feel lonely, he makes me feel loved. And who needs Paris when you can get a hug? Somewhere along the way, without me even noticing, I grew up, Alex. For once, I couldn't take advice from anyone around me about what I should or shouldn't do. I couldn't go running to Mum and Dad, and I can't compare my marriage to anybody else's. We all follow our own rules. Taking Greg back was my decision to make, and I wouldn't have if I hadn't felt that Greg, and most importantly that I, had learned something. I know that what has happened will never happen again, and I really, really believe it, because if I didn't feel so sure about our future, there's no way that I could go through with this. I have a feeling that's what was in your letter, Alex, but don't worry about me. I'm fine. Thank you for caring about me so much. There aren't enough friends like you in the world.
From Alex to Rosie. Subject, re Greg. And that's all I wanted. For you to be happy.
For my husband. Happy 40th. To Greg. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Lots of love, Rosie. Dear Alex, I think I'm going to organise a search party. Have you fallen off the edge of the earth? Are you still alive? I called your mother the other day, and they haven't heard from you very much either. Is everything okay? Because if it's not, I have a right to know. You're supposed to confide in me because I'm your best friend, and it's law. And if things are okay, then contact me anyway. I'm your friend, and I need gossip. It's Section 2 of the same law. Everything here is as crazy and unpredictable as usual. Katie is 11 now, as you know. Thank you for her present. She is so grown up that she tells me that she doesn't need to inform me where she is going during the day or when she'll be coming home. Unimportant information like that, which a mother apparently doesn't need to know. I thought I had another few years left until she became a monster, saw me as being in the way, interfering and deliberately setting out to ruin her life. Okay, so occasionally I do. The child wears lipstick now, Alex. Pink, glossy, glittery lipstick. She wears glitter on her eyes, glitter on her cheeks, and glitter in her hair. I am raising a disco ball for a daughter. I am now under instructions to knock on her bedroom door 3 times before I'm allowed to enter, just so she can identify the intruder. I'm quite jealous because her friend Toby only has to knock once. However, Greg, on the other hand, has to knock 13 times. Poor Greg. Sometimes, most of the time, he loses count and Katie refuses to let him in for safety reasons. I mean, really, who else could it be at her door knocking 13 times, or at least trying to knock 13 times? Although I have become very clever and only knock once sometimes. That way she thinks I'm Toby and lets me in to see the inner sanctum of Katie Dunn. You would expect it to have black walls, no light, scary posters on the wall, but it's surprisingly neat and tidy. I'm not sure if she is still writing to you, but if she fills you in on any interesting aspects of her terribly busy and secretive life, please let me know. Everything at work is going well. I'm still at the hotel, and I'm the longest employee they have there now. Funny, isn't it? And there's always a but with me. I know I've always been obsessed by the inner workings of hotels, but I kind of feel, is this it? Is this all there is to it? Doing what I'm doing is fine and all, but I would like to move on a bit. More importantly, I'd like to try to move up a bit. I won't rest until I'm managing the Hilton hotels. Greg says I'm mad. He says I would be crazy to give up a job with good pay, a good boss, good hours. He thinks I have it easy here. I suppose he's right, though. I really can't afford to take the risk because you never know. How is Josh? Oh, I would love to see him again. We must make arrangements to meet up soon. I don't want him not knowing who I am. We always promised our kids would be best friends, remember? I don't want to be one of those strange people to him that visits and once in a blue moon squeezes money into his hands. Although I very much liked those kinds of people myself, I would personally rather mean more to Josh. OK, so I think that's all my very exciting news for you for now. Write to me, ring me, email me, or fly over and visit me. Or you could do all of those things. Just do anything to let me know that you're still walking the earth. Miss you. Love, Rosie.
Dear Rosie, just to let you know I'm still alive. Just about. Sally seems to be sucking all the life out of me these days. We're finalising the divorce. It's a nightmare. So, that's what's going on with me. Must go now. Have to stick my hands in someone's chest. Give my love to Katie. Alex.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject, grown-ups. What are the two of us like? I was going to say who knew we'd be going through so much grown-up stuff, but I don't consider you going through a divorce and me trying to pick up the pieces of my marriage grown up. I think we both had it pretty much sussed when we were playing cops and robbers in the back garden. It's all been downhill from there. The weather has been beautiful over here for the past few weeks. I love June in Dublin. The grey buildings seem less grey. The unhappy faces seem brighter. It is so hot here at work, though. The entire front of the hotel building is built from glass, and it feels like we're working in a greenhouse on days like today. It's such a contrast to our winter months when the sound of the fat raindrops hitting off the glass echoes around the quiet foyer. It's a pretty sound, but sometimes the hailstones are so loud and forceful, threatening to smash through the glass. Right now, I'm staring up at a rich blue sky dotted with white candy floss grazing sheep. It is beautiful. Convertible sports cars have their tops down and music is blaring. Businessmen have been casually strolling down the street past the hotel with their jackets slung over their shoulders and their shirt sleeves rolled up, reluctant to get back to the office. The sound of laughter is in the air. People are full of smiles. There's a bounce in their step. The veranda of the hotel is busy with people taking drinks out in the sun. Layers of clothes are being discarded and hung on the backs of chairs. Cleaning ladies hum softly to themselves and smile while polishing the brass, feeling the sun's rays streaming down on their faces. Days like this don't come often, and you can tell everyone wishes they did. And I sit here and think of you. I send you my love.
From Alex to Rosie. Subject, happy. You sounded happy. I just returned from a weekend with Josh. He's a feisty little thing now, Rosie. He's running around trying to grab anything and everything from left, right and centre. I was almost afraid to blink in case the room came crashing down around me. But he's in great form and I feel so happy and rejuvenated after the weekend. Seeing him always lights me up. I could watch him forever. Watch how he learns, how he teaches himself, how he eventually finds a way to do things without help from anyone. Josh takes chances. He's braver than I am. He always takes that extra step when he knows he shouldn't. He does it anyway and he learns. I think we adults have a lot to learn from that. Perhaps to not be so afraid and oversensible about reaching for goals. So I am taking Josh's advice. A surgeon whose work I greatly admire is giving a talk during the week. It's a few days of seminars about a new heart procedure he has developed. I am going to try and meet him, along with the other 1,000 or so wannabe heart surgeons who will be there. Rumour has it he's from Ireland and has moved over here to develop his studies further. Cross your fingers and pray for a miracle.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject, mysterious meeting. I have a mysterious meeting with Bill, my boss, next week. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm quite nervous about it. He flew over yesterday in a not-so-good mood and has had a series of secret meetings all day. Lots of suspicious-looking people have been arriving to talk to him on the hour, every hour, dressed in dark suits. I have an awful feeling in the pit of my stomach. What makes it even worse is the fact that his brother Bob is flying over tomorrow morning. They only ever get together to do the hiring and firing. I think that's all Bob does, really. His brother does all the work on their hotels around the world, and he just spends his share of the money on houses, cars, holidays, and women, so I hear. Why is it that people always put women in the same category as cars and holidays, as though we're prizes on a game show? Jesus, I hope they don't fire me. I don't know what I would do. I think I would sleep with him to keep this job. That's how much I love it. Or how scared I am about having to search for another one. Or how desperate I am to sleep with a man other than Greg for a change. I love him, but bless him, he's a sucker for routine. Better go and look like I'm really busy, so that they will have absolutely no grounds to fire me. Cross your fingers for me, and I'll cross mine for you.
From Alex to Rosie. Subject, mysterious meeting. Don't worry. It will all be fine. They have no reason to fire you. Have they? You have done nothing wrong since the day you started working there. In fact, you've hardly even called in sick. Everything will be fine. Just about to leave the apartment now to go to seminar. Good luck to the both of us.
From Stephanie to Rosie. Subject, job promotion. I know you're at work, so I won't ring you. Received a letter from Mum today. What's this I hear about a job promotion? Email me ASAP. So excited to know.
From Rosie to Stephanie. Subject, job promotion. Yes, the news is true. The job title is hotel host. And before you get overexcited, it's not the manager's job. I will be the primary source of information for guests to ensure maximum client satisfaction, or so they tell me. It was the surprise of all surprises. I literally had to drag my body into the long conference room where I had my first interview years ago, with my head hanging and my body slumped, feeling like jelly. My body language was all wrong. My palms were sweaty, my knees were knocking. I had convinced myself that they were going to ask me to quietly and calmly return to my desk, gather my belongings, leave the premises, and never return. I don't know why, but I just had one of those feelings. Bill and Bob were so generous to me. They pumped me full of confidence as they went through what the job would entail. They said that they were delighted with my performance within the hotel over the past few years, and I really hope they weren't referring to the time when I lay across the piano and sang Barbra Streisand songs after all the residents had gone to bed. Well, you can't blame a girl for trying to live out a fantasy when she can, but the opportunity just seemed to present itself. There they were telling me I had an abundance of charm and confidence, when deep down I was just waiting for the moment they would break into a smile, look at me as though I was a fool for believing them before telling me the promotion was all a joke. One big funny ha-ha practical joke. I kept looking around for the hidden camera. But there wasn't one, unless you count the security camera in the corner of the room, and then the joke really is on me. So it seems that I will be moving to a new hotel that's going to be built, hence all the secret meetings with men and women in dark suits, leather briefcases, gelled hair, and no smiles masquerading through the hotel lobby. There was some sort of bizarre matrixy thing going on. But if they are serious, then my job is to be solely responsible for the running of all aspects of the resort, and I'll have to liaise with the head office and provide weekly reports. I've never had to liaise before. It sounds sexy and dangerous. Any job that tells me that I have to liaise with the big boys in the head office is a winner to me. I can picture myself all dolled up in a cocktail dress at a work do, standing in a circle with the other suits, speaking in hushed tones about graphs and pie charts and financial reports. If people ask us what we're doing, I can say dismissively, "Oh, don't mind us, we're just liaising." Apparently, I have a flair for organising and have good communication skills. Anyone who has seen me rushing to get all my Christmas shopping done in the last hour on Christmas Eve knows that I ain't a good organiser, and I hardly count loud cursing, swearing and lots of physical abuse while trying to grab the last item of absolutely everything off the bare shelves of stores from other panicking Christmas Eve shoppers' good communication. Although we all have our different ways of seeing things.
From Alex to Rosie. Subject: Congratulations. I am so proud of you. If I was there, I would twirl you around and give you a great big sloppy kiss. You see, Rosie, things can happen for you. All you need is a lot more faith and self-belief, and to stop being so negative all the time. So where is the new hotel? Are they opening a second Two Lakes hotel in Dublin? When they say resort, what exactly do they mean? Tell me all.
From Rosie to Alex. Subject: job promotion. Well, I'm not quite sure of the location of the hotel just yet, but I have a sneaky suspicion it's along the coast. Can you believe that I will finally get to work in a hotel by the sea? It will take longer to commute to, but it's worth it to be able to leave the city behind for a few hours every day. I should be out there within the next few months. When they say resort, they are referring to the new 18-hole golf course they are building. There will be a gym and pool and more leisure facilities, unlike here, which is in the heart of the city and has nothing but bedrooms, a tiny gym and restaurants. I'm a bit hazy on all the details because they haven't fully informed me of everything yet. They just asked me if I was interested in this new job, and of course I couldn't turn it down. But this entire experience has taught me something. It's taught me that I'm ready to move on from this job. I'm ready to accept a new challenge, and without having any sort of game plan at all, I seem to be moving closer and closer toward my dream. Whoever thought those childhood dreams of running a hotel weren't quite beyond my grasp after all? It's funny because when you're a child, you believe you can be anything you want to be, go wherever you want to go. There's no limit to what you can dream. You expect the unexpected. You believe in magic, in fairy tales, and in possibilities. Then you grow older, and that innocence is shattered, and somewhere along the way the reality of life gets in the way, and you're hit by the realisation that you can't be all you wanted to be. You just might have to settle for a little bit less. or perhaps a variation of what you once wanted. Why do we stop believing in ourselves? Why do we let facts and figures and anything but dreams rule our lives? But now my mind is changed again. Nothing is impossible, Alex. It was there all the time. I just wasn't reaching out far enough, that's all. Nothing is impossible. Not a bad statement to come from the pen of a cynic. Thank you for your faith in me, Alex. I would love to return that hug and kiss to you now, but then again, perhaps some things just might be beyond our reach after all.
From Alex to Rosie. Subject, dreams. Again, Rosie, you're just not stretching far enough. I'm right here.
From Rosie to Stephanie. Subject, it's a wonderful life. Life is wonderful. Life is great. I have a good job, just got promoted to an even better one. I have a daughter who talks to me, a husband that doesn't. Only joking. Have a husband who loves me. I have a wonderfully supportive family, mum, dad, brother and sister. I've 2 brilliant friends that would do anything for me and who I love with all my heart. I remember telling you years ago, just before I started my new job at reception, that phase 2 of my life was beginning. Well, this appears to be the beginning of phase 3. Things are looking up for me and I am so happy. I am in a deliriously giddy mood today, high on the excitement of life, I suppose.
From Ruby to Rosie. Subject, Cork? What do you mean the bloody hotel is being built down in Cork? And they only tell you now? Are you moving down to Cork? I thought you said it was along the coast of Dublin. Did they think that piece of information was irrelevant to you? For Christ's sake, Rosie, how are you going to drag your family down to the other side of the country? Do you even want to move? Oh my God, I think I'm going to have a heart attack. Email me back ASAP.
From Rosie to Ruby. Subject, Cork? Oh, Ruby, right now I have a headache. I don't know what to do. I know that I want this job, but there are 2 other people to think about. I'll have to have a chat with Katie and Greg about it tonight. Pray for me. Please, God, if you're listening and not busy sprinkling gold dust on all the lucky people of the world, please do me this favour and brainwash my family into thinking of what I want for once. I thank you for your time and patience. You can continue gold dust sprinkling now.
From Ruby to Rosie. Subject, God. Hello, Rosie. This is God. Sorry to bring you bad news, but life doesn't work like that. You must be honest with your family and try to convince them yourself. Tell them of your lifelong dream to take the job that you have been offered, and if they are unselfish people, they will understand your desire to move to Cork. Good luck with the family. Dear Mum and Greg, don't worry about us, Mum. Me and Toby will be okay. We have run away because we don't want to be away from each other. He is my best friend, and I don't want to move to Cork. Please don't make us leave, Mum. Love, Katie and Toby.
From Rosie to Ruby. Subject, God. I couldn't help noticing that God logged on under your name yesterday. If you see him around, please tell him that if he's looking for drama, he should tune into my family today.